Hello, hello? Hi! Welcome to one of my first YouTube videos that isn't me making a cover of a song or clips from my live streams. And honestly, I am super nervous about this because I haven't done a video like this before. So I should get to the main premise. The main part of this video is going to be me drawing myself in 3 different universes from stuff that I like. And the first one is just me drawing me in my own style. I think I have like a very mixed style. It looks a lot anime, but when you look at it, it has like thick lines and stuff like that and very cartoony proportions. And it's because I used to like look at a bunch of stuff for reference, like Lavender Town and Fairy Tale and all that stuff, and it kind of culminated into this mass that I call my art. The closest thing I will say it is, it's like anime inspired art, but for the most part I have influences from different YouTubers and mainly just anime because it's a weeb. My style has gone through a little bit of a metamorphosis lately, and I'm honestly really happy for it. I do want to try out doing thinner lines to see if I can like make it also with that too, and like have this be more of like a chibier style. But I've been so happy with my art that I wanted to try doing this drawing challenge I saw. Normally it's 20 art styles, but I do not have the patience nor the time for that, so I'm doing 3, and if this video gets enough, I will do 3 more and stuff. My shading style is pretty simple and I don't render as much, so my stuff looks kind of flat, but I am trying to experiment with that to try to make it look more vibrant. And I want to play more with lighting too, because as you can see, I actually do kind of like it now. And honestly, I am super proud of how far I've came from my art in general, and I'm happy to show it off. Next up is Fairy Tale. Now, Fairy Tale was the first anime I ever watched. Like, literally one of the first animes besides Pokemon that I've ever watched. And honestly, at first, I didn't have such a high opinion of it. I thought anime was weird. But I gave it a chance, and I honestly enjoyed it so much. I love the story and its characters and how it writes it. It's just really, really good for me. And I know some dickheads in the comments gonna be, "The magic of friendship is such a boring trope. Like, can't they be original for once and try to do something nice?" And to that I say, poppycock. You can write using tropes and make it interesting still. Like, Fairy Tale does use the magic of friendship, but they do it in a way that's unique. It isn't that every time they get like closer together, they get a power-up like most kids' TV shows. It's that the bond between them helps them push each other to new strengths. And you see these characters loving and growing together, and you can't help but feel like you're part of the guild too. You want them to win, and that's something that a lot of people forget, that you want people to like your main character, to like your characters enough to care about them. I think Hiro Mishima did such a good job writing these characters, and I think he still wants to write for these characters more. Anyways, back to the art. I had trouble with this actually. I knew how he did hair, and I mainly copied the anime because that's what I used as a reference a lot more. But the way he draws hair is actually really cool, that he uses such thin lines, but you can make the hair look voluminous and very, very full. And the colors are simple, but it helps them to make more complex designs and make them easier to draw. Because yeah, the coloring is simple, but look at how detailed the outfits are for each character. And you can see that for each season that goes by, how they learn from the previous season. I love how you can tell how much care that they have for these characters. Sorry about the cat, she's crying. All that to say, I love what they did with the show. And even if it's kind of a more generic anime, it was a really good one to get me to start my obsession and to break out of my creative hole, so to speak. This introduced me to a lot more tropes and a lot more character writing that I have ever seen, and it helped me get interested in detailed storylines and stuff like that. Anyway, you can see me adding a little bit of a grain here to try to emulate that fact that it was a TV show, and like TV shows have a bit of grain to them. This next one is gonna be a little bit of a stretch, but My Little Pony influenced my art, actually, a lot. Now, I know you're hearing me saying, like, what the hell, you don't draw horses, what do you mean that My Little Pony influenced your art? And it didn't, but it helped push myself into more of creative thinking. I love the characters and these character designs, and I love how easy you can tell what these characters are supposed to be. Rarity's a diva, so of course she has the fabulous mane and pure white coat. Applejack is a hardworking farmer, so she's got the hat and cutie mark to match. Rainbow Dash is a rambunctious tomboy, and she obviously doesn't care about her hair as much as the others do. Pinkie Pie is bright and bubbly and fun, and her hair exudes that. Even in a simple style, like in My Little Pony, these characters can show off their personalities so well. And that's what got me into thinking about character designing as well. What would I look like as a pony? Well, I wouldn't have brown skin. I wouldn't have my normal hair color. That's the rare genes. I had to think about how I would push myself to look in these certain situations. And not even just me. What if I had a character that I really liked? What if they were a pony? What would they look like? And that stuff kind of made me improve in my character designing, because it told me how I can translate designs between shows and still had them be labeled clearly as that's that one character. So I took some spots that I know that really define my VTuber model. That would be my glasses and my earrings and my hair, but those two are the main things that kind of push me to be outside the rest. And sure, I have, purple hair and I'm very, very much a fox, but I'm gonna be a pony. How am I gonna translate that to be a pony? So it made me really think about what makes my model unique and how I can play on those features more and more. It helped me simplify my character designs while also making them more complex in different areas. And those things I will be carrying with me throughout the years. Next up is Soul Eater. Now, I wanted to do this style because of how unique it was. Each character has different eyes, different noses, different mouths, and how they express themselves is all different too. And I wanted to be a little unique, and I didn't want to be, well, what if I'm a Meister or a weapon? I'm a Meister, by the way, I already know this, but anyway. I chose to be one of the witch's familiars, or something like that, like Blair or that frog witch, where they had magic power and they could be powerful as a witch, but they weren't human. So I made a fox variant to that, because I thought, well, if there's a frog and a cat and a mouse, there was bound to be a fox. And so I had to do the challenge of making my anime cartoony look more cartoony, while keeping in the same style of the show. Now, I know that my clothes would be fine, because the show's clothes are actually very simple. I just added a couple more bands around my neck to make it a little bit more unique, but for the most part, my clothes would have been just fine in the show. It's mainly more of like my features, right? How am I going to implement my ears, my glasses, and stuff like that? So I kind of stole how Blair's ears looked and made them a bit more pointy. And for my glasses, I think I took them off a couple of the characters with glasses, so like Stein and stuff like that. And I kind of just yoinked him off his face and thought, well, what if I made him more ovally? And then that's how I got my glasses. And I mixed a couple eyes. I mixed Maka's eyes with the cute little half-colored thing, and the whites that some other people have. The shading is also very simple. It's like a purpley grayish color, and that's something that I used to do a lot. When you first start out, at least when I started out, there's a lot of things to tell you that you don't use black for gray, you use purple for gray. And you just put the multiply layer on it and it makes it look darker. And of course, now I've learned different techniques to emulate that without having to use that specific color, and it makes my pieces look more vibrant. But it helps so much here to make it look like it's from the show. Anyway, here's me editing the thumbnail for this video. And yeah, this is me trying out 3 different styles of shows that I like. If you really like this, please consider subscribing for more, and please check out my live streams because sometimes I draw, sometimes I play video games. You don't know what you get, so it's kind of fun. You can ask me questions, you can chat with me. It's gonna be just a fun time, trust me. I also have commissions open, so if you want me to draw something for you, go down to the description and find my VGen. There, you will be able to commission me for whatever the hell you want. Thank you all. Have a good day, good evening, good night, whatever time it is for you, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye!